There we go. Hello everyone, it's time for more Pro League action between CJ, Entus, and Hite? Sparkyz. How about CJ and Sparkyz? We'll go with that, it's much easier to pronounce. This is going to be a PvZ between Movie, the green Protoss in the bottom right, and HoGiL, the orange Zerg in the top left. Hite is Hite? Whatever it is, it's a Korean beer company, so maybe more as I drink more of this, I will come to understand it. I'm drinking some delicious bottle of ShinHan Premier Ale, and so hopefully that will help me understand. But for now, we have StarCraft, and this should be a good match. Movie's really been getting a lot of hype lately. He's been doing very well in the OSL and just generally showing that he is one of the new wave of Protosses who are gonna replace the Dragons. Oh, there's a nice shot of Savior and Yark. We're gonna see them in set 3, so that should be fun. Hopefully Savior can not booch it like he has been, and maybe he'll dominate everyone in 2010. He'll just have been a year off from his original prediction. We'll see. Looks like Movie's doing the exact standard build here, going for Forge, Fast, Expand. So delicious. This is what? Fighting Spirit? Yes, Fighting Spirit. So this is exactly a standard map. It's pretty much, it should be like under in the dictionary. In standard map, you see Fighting Spirit. So it's a new map, but it still pretty much plays standard through all the matchups and doesn't really have any crazy features like, say, Outsider. Well, that's just completely a crazy feature. Like, say, Heartbreak Ridge. Has some special features that you need to be aware of when you're playing it. But that is not to say Fighting Spirit's a bad map. It's certainly standard map is obviously balanced, and just, you don't have to worry about it being completely out of control and overpowered for any race. So, Movie's going to scout HoGiL second and be able to go Nexus first because he just cross positions a long Zergling run time between these two bases. Will make sure that he doesn't need to put down early pylons, which is great for the Protoss. Lets it get that Nexus out so much faster. But other than that, looks like we're seeing standard response from HoGiL. I don't know how I feel about HoGiL. Day9 is really excited about him. Day9 has done like 4 or 5 Day9 dailies on HoGiL, and he really thinks HoGiL is going to be one of the next big Zergs, which I'm not really convinced against at all. Looking at his record, the only thing he's good at is ZVP, which, granted, his ZVP is almost 70%, or it is 70%, some odd percent. So that's nothing to be. Nothing to shake your nose at, and we'll see if Movie is able to hold off that ridiculous percentage. It's a pretty small sample size though, so. But the reason I think HoGil's pretty mediocre is the rest of his games are to make his overall average 40-some%, you'd have to you think about how bad his other matchups have to be if his ZVP is 70%. The Movie's really skimming here, only putting down 1 cannon so far. That's good to do if you're a Korean programmer and you can do it without screwing up, which a lot of them can't. And this is gonna be 3-hatch Hydra Bust from HoGiL. This seems to be a very popular sort of cheesy strategy for ZVP. On iCup, you see a lot more of 2-hatch Hydra or 2-hatch Mutas when people are doing cheesy strategies. But the problem is that doesn't work at the pro level because they can keep that scout alive, and then your cheese just gets scouted and it's terrible. Now this, it's much easier. He's got lots of Zerglings out, and he can keep Movie's probe out of the main, where presumably a lair should be morphing, but HoGiL utterly calm and in control there. Sparkyz jerseys are some ridiculous color of fluorescent yellow. I don't know if Korean fashion trends, I guess, shouldn't be trifled with by Americans. And so, Movie's going to have this Corsair out, and he's going for the exact standard sort of Bisu type build where you get Templar early. The problem with scouting this, the good news is for him is it's cross position, so reinforcements are going to take longer to get to Movie's base. The bad news is he's not going to see these Hydras unless this probe gets through these Zerglings, which it might. But, oof. And he might have saw that Hydra. I don't. It looks like he's moving a probe. He might be putting down. We'll see if he puts down more. Yes, he saw it, and he puts down 3 more cannons coming up. He's only had the 1 though, so the second cannon will be up before enough Hydras get here to really bust this. HoGiL will be able to pick at those buildings at the front, and probably eventually Movie's going to lose those 2, and he'll have to rebuild his gateway and his base. That's not too terrible of a loss since HoGiL's delaying his economy and his tech a lot by going for this rush. Movie's needs to throw. Oh, he loses his forge really early there, so that prevents him from putting more cannons. He's gonna have to live with these 4 cannons and those 4 units out of that gateway for now. We'll see if he has enough to hold it off. He put down his second gateway right at the front here. See, he's probably building another forge in the main. Maybe. Ken didn't actually get a shot of it because HoGiL's trying to push in here, but there's not really a lot he can do yet. He looks like he sniped a cannon, so that's good. And now he's starting to get the force he needs. He snipes another cannon. 3rd cannon's going to go down. There's only 1 cannon left, but there's still 4 zealots in there that causing havoc. Movie's new forge is not up, though, so all the cannons go down. Only 3 zealots and a dragoon left, and now it's zealot on Hydra Micro, and that never turns out well at the pro gamer level. Yeah, all of Movie's zealots go down. He's using probes to chase back these Hydras. He's killing most of the Hydras, but losing lots of probes in the process. The observers were highlighting that Overlord. I think the Dragoon was getting confused and shooting up instead of at the Hydras, which were killing everything. And man, so many of Movie's probes are going down. This is not good for Movie. I don't think he's going to be able to. Yeah, all the cannons are down, all his probes are down. He's going to lose his natural, and that's pretty much game. He gets a DT out, but there's still Overlords in here. He's got 3 DTs, but there's detection, and DTs against Hydras with Overlords isn't exactly a strong force unless you have, well, more DTs than he has Hydras. And there's a Templar that's not going to do anything because it probably doesn't have Storm yet, and if it does, it doesn't have enough mana. And yeah, Movie really should have put a cannon down on the ridge right there too. He spent a lot of those monies on DTs that did nothing. And now he's going to lose. So that was not an exciting game, I'm sorry. But a win is a win, so I still have to give that to HoGiL. I still don't think he's I still don't think he's that great of a player. And I really think that Movie really shouldn't have lost to that. He sent out that scout a little later than he should have, and then he lost his forge without putting down extra cannons. You could see he was going to, but then he couldn't pull it off, and there's the GG. So set 1 sort of disappointing, but set 2 promises to entertain. We're going to have Effort versus Lido and Neutronado, so yeah, tune into that. That'll be fun.